time. Oh, it went on. Holy crap. Yay. Okay. Okay. Gotta give it a few. Oh, wow. It took me how long to get on this time? 8 minutes or something. Okay. So this isn't showing it. We have it. All right. Typing I need elderberry. Whoops. Berry syrup. Yeah. Wonder how far they have me buried this time. Damn. Okay. See if it works. Okay. Give it a couple. Few. How do you switch this around because it's all backwards? Is there a way to switch it? Share. Share screen. Right in my eye. Okay. I'll just start bluffing. When people get here, they get here. And maybe I'll have to repeat things, but whatever. Because I'm having a hard time. I was doing pretty good. I was having really good things happening to me. And I thought, wow, this is different. Like lots of good things were happening. Like um, I went to the park. They were at the marina. They were having some kind of an affair. And I walked up. I figured out it's probably about $5 or $7 or something to get in because there wasn't very much there. They had a band, but it just was like a cover band. And then so I get up to the table and ask how much it is to get in. I mean, literally, there were like two food vendors, which I don't eat that kind of stuff anyway. So I wasn't going to pay really much, if anything at all, to go in there. And then somebody paid my way. It was $25 to get in, and somebody paid my way. So, hi, Josh, how you doing? Somebody showed up. I was having a hard time getting on here. I'm having a hard time with everything, life in general. It's just like for a few days, for a couple days, maybe not a few, but a couple days, things were going nice and smooth and things were happening. And, wow, what's wrong with this picture having so many good things happen? And I mean, I was thinking, okay, thank the universe for sending me good stuff and everything. And then I thought, oh, I deserve it. So, went with it. And then today everything like flipped around. Actually, was it today? Yesterday it changed. Something very disturbing happened to me involving a friend of mine, and I can't say who it is or what it was, but it really threw me for a loop. And I'm having problems with the. So what I'm saying is, I need some good vibes. Send me some good vibes, people. I'm dealing with these vehicle problems, and the company, the my insurance company, and the guy that hit me said I hit him, and he pulled out of a parking spot and hit right into me as I was going by, and then he blamed it on me. I called the cop. The cop comes, and the cop leaves him. So like, this happened in May. It's been what, 4 months now, and I'm still dealing with this. And he's trying to say it's my fault, and they're going after my company. In the meantime, I had to find another vehicle, which I did find one, and then I paid to get it inspected, to, like a pre-buy inspection, and there's like few things wrong with it, but it's a nice vehicle in nice shape. So, but I have to deal with the person and try to get it into a situation that I could take the vehicle. So I got to get money together to get it fixed. If I get it, it needs a radiator, and what was the other thing? Oh, it needs the brakes and rotors. So those things have to be taken care of right away because they're like safety issues, I guess. I don't know. And then there's a couple little things, but it's a 99 van. So it's like 25 years old, but it's in really good condition because the people that owned it were an older couple, and thank you, Josh. They kept it indoors, covered in a garage, and it's like in good shape. There's no rust. The paint's nice. There's no dents or anything on it. But I have to work in. I'm kind of spoiled being in the RV, but it's so thrashed and it's raining in there and everything. So I have to do all this stuff with the paperwork and everything and pay the taxes and all that. So I'm hoping that I'll have enough money to go through with it. I think I will. But once I get it, then I have to fix it. So it's just like I have that stress on me. I'm taking stuff up to the consignment place, like to try to sell some of my clothes, wherever I can make extra money here and there. So, and then I get up there, and it was only like 7 minutes after 4, and they're open till 5. And the girl said, "Oh, you have to bring that stuff in at 4 by 4 o'clock." She wouldn't let me slide for like 7 minutes after I stressed to try to get it all together and get there, and then I couldn't do that. So it's just like I had all these good things happening, and then like um, it switched. Like, I mean, that's how torture works. I don't know how they're doing this with us in our consciousness, how they can do this and make us go through this, what I call torture. I've watched other people I know that are um like people that have discovered things and are talking about it, that had to go underground, and the things that they can do to people, like Brian 396. He's like lost it. And Tony Pantelaresco, they got to him. They just got to all these good people. And I was just watching a video. Actually, it was Richie from Boston put up this video about all these missing and dead or killed or whatever YouTubers that I don't know if it's because they're talking or why they're, what's happening to them. Some like James Munder, and I don't know. There's a lot of, I know people that are missing, like in the Morgellons community, that started talking about all that, and they're gone. A girl in Australia, and who was the other one? I was just thinking. I started thinking of all these people that I knew that are missing. Hi, Jake. How you doing, hon? Thanks for the good intents, man. I don't want to ask people for money. I just want good vibes and stuff so I can move forward with this whole vehicle thing. I mean, I don't have a house to live in. It's been raining and in my van, and it's getting cold. Not the van, in the RV. The window, there's a broken out window that's been like that ever since the first collision. And then I had this other collision in May, and I'm still dealing with the insurance company. He's trying to blame me for the accident. And when he ran it, he pulled out of a parking spot as I was going by. I wish I had somebody to help me prove this. I was going by. He pulled out of a parking spot, hit me on the side of my RV, then pulled back, and it like ripped off my the poles that hold up the awning, ripped those apart. They were flying out, and scraped along my thing, jammed my door shut. And he's trying to say I hit into him, but there's no indication that I hit him because I would have had damage on my front bumper or the side, but it goes like at least a quarter to a third of the way back before the damage starts. So if I hit him, wouldn't I have had damage on my bumper and everything? He pulled out right into me as I was going by. And then he's trying to say it's my fault. So I was just on the phone. Like, I went to my insurance company 2 weeks ago. He said he would call the agent who's supposed to call me. Like, these people are, they keep passing it on to the other person. Well, he told me he would call her and she would call me the next day, if not Monday. And it never happened. So it's 2 weeks later. I went back in, and so he finally called her, and she called me, and she did give me some information, and I had, told me to like take some pictures of it and send it in. I mean, I can't claim anything on my insurance because I get the cheapest insurance possible just for the other guy, just to have insurance to be on the road if they stop you. So I can't make a claim on my insurance, but he's trying to make a claim on my insurance, and it was his fault. So anyway, I'm all like frustrated about that. And now it's starting to get cold, and I'm going to need to go south again because it gets really cold up here. I'm right next to Canada. And in the summertime, I mean, it's nice in the summer. It's beautiful up here in the Pacific Northwest. But then come winter, it gets really cold. And it's right now it's like damp and everything. And there's got to be mold in the RV. It's got to be throughout the whole thing because I could feel the floor is like mushy. It's like waterlogged, which is making the gas cost so much more. I'm only getting like now I'm down to 5 miles a gallon, I think, because of all the water weight, plus the weight of my stuff. Yeah, it's well, I usually go like to Southern California, like right after Thanksgiving, around that time, like late November. I start heading. I head south. So I usually go to Southern California. I'll probably go down and see Aphrodite, Rose Starfire. If anybody follows her, she's got a YouTube channel. And then I'll like head over to Quartzsite or somewhere around there. Do like in December, I'd probably go be at Quartzsite because they do the lit cactus thing where they light up the cactus from underneath. They backlight it up so against the pitch black sky, the desert, with no trees or anything around. You just see this big saguaro cactus lit up from underneath. And it's a big drumming circle and people playing instruments and tambourines and cowbells and all kind of different drums and stuff like that. So it's a cool event. Does anyone ever do that? I don't know, I might swing by Slab City, just which is actually California, but it's right at the border of Arizona, and say hi to Mojo. But I don't want to stay there. I call it Slob City. It's disgusting to me, just I don't know. It's just a lot of low lifes in my opinion that's there. But the lady that has a place there where she charges people like $25 a night to park their vehicle, and they can get a shower and wash clothes and do stuff like that. So, and get coffee in the morning and all whatever. So that's nice. I'd just go in there, just to say hi to her and her boyfriend. And maybe there might be a couple other people I'd go say hi to, but it's not really my kind of place. I don't know. Does anybody know about Slab City? It's actually Nyland, California, which is near. There's a place there that you could go take hot baths, like they're what do they call mineral baths? I guess I don't know what you call it, but the water's like sort of rusty looking or dirty. It looks dirty, but it's not. It's coming right out of the ground, and they have it circled into the tubs inside where you could be in there alone because all the other like pools and different spots where the water is going in are all chlorine have chlorine in them, and I can't handle chlorine. I get like super red. My body is getting so pure, and the more I detox, the purer I get, the more I am at effect when I do things like that most people are used to. So anyway, I just came on to ask people to kind of, you know, just send me some good vibes and help me get through this period. Like I got to get the money together to get another vehicle, which I probably can get that together, and then I gotta get the things fixed and still have enough for gas to whatever, so but I have to, get another vehicle because I can't I'm spoiled being in there in some ways, but I can't keep staying in there. I've already can tell there's, like, my toes are starting to, like, peel like it's a fungal thing's maybe starting, and I've already lost a lung to a fungal infection, and I can't afford to lose any more lungs. So, anybody, Reiki, long distance, whatever, good vibes, love, whatever you wanna call it. I don't like people to prey on me. I don't like I had like, I'm working at this church where I make, every Tuesday, I go in and I make food for the community, food that I don't even eat, but it's like restaurant quality, like chef cooking. And you think somebody would come and help and offer to do dishes? Because there's another girl that works with me in there too, she does a lot. But you think they'd come and do the dishes for us after, like, at least once, like, each person could take a turn doing dishes? No, they leave the cooks who are and I'm supplying the food too. Not all of it, but, what I make, like, I made, this week I made, shoot, salsa with fresh tomatoes, peppers, those, yeah, jalapeno peppers, and, what was garlic. All the stuff was from 2 different gardens locally. Like, my friend has a farm, he gave I got some garlic and stuff, he grows these giant garlic, elephant garlics, they're like $12 a pound, and it turned out really, really well. So, everybody liked that. And, I made zucchini. I had a whole bunch of zucchinis, and I sliced them up, and I baked them in the oven with all this butter, salt, and pepper, like cracked pepper on it, and sprinkled some Italian seasoning on it. It was really good. So, like, some people bring in, like, some sandwiches, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff like that, but I make hot food for them. So, I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep doing this. They're gonna be losing their lease, I think, anyway, or not. They just can't afford to stay there. There's 2 churches sharing this building, and I don't even go to church. I don't do they do a Bible study. I don't do the Bible study, but like I started to say about them, they asked a couple different times and I let them. They said, "Oh, can we pray over you?" And, so I said, "Oh, okay, go ahead." How's it just I'm like appeasing them. I don't want it so much as they want to do it. And both times something negative happened. It's like, no, I don't want to do this because I just don't want to do it. So I don't accept people preying on me anymore. I just don't want that. They could send me good energy or send me love or, good wishes, but and then they go off on these spiels. Like this one other person did it, and the whole, for like 15 minutes, she just kept plugging the church. This was outside of the church that she did it. We weren't in the church. And this was a little while back, but still, she just went on, on and on. It wasn't about me and sending me. She just kept saying, "Oh, you could do this and you could go there and it's church and the da 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 da." So I just said, "No more of that, no more of that." So anyway, that is behind me now. I just don't want to do that, but I'm not feeling all that good right now. So, and I'm just feeling really tired. The night before last, I slept like for like 8 hours, which is longer than I usually sleep. Not all at once in a row, but like I slept for like 4 hours and then I was up for a little while, and then I fell back asleep for another 4 hours. And that's the longest sleep I got in a long time. And then when I woke up in the morning, I was like super tired. Maybe because I like a deep sleep, went into a deeper sleep than I normally do. But I was like totally tired. I could hardly function. I don't know. Does anyone ever have that happen to them where you sleep? I wouldn't say it was too much because it was only like 8 hours, which is normal for most people. But it was just a lot of sleep for me. And I mean, it felt good. But then when I woke up, I'm still kind of like tired from it. So maybe I need more sleep, but I usually go to bed early, like between 9 and 10 o'clock. I go down at 9, and sometimes it's 10 before I'm actually asleep. But anyway, it's not like some people are saying they're not getting any sleep at all. And I don't know if they're exaggerating or not, but I don't know. I thought I was getting enough sleep, but I'm under a lot of stress right now with all this vehicle stuff, and I'm excited to get a new vehicle, but then I have to put out like a couple $1,000s in taxes, this all the fees and all that stuff you have to pay to get it. um it's going to cost hundreds of dollars just in taxes. How they do that, that's awful how they do that. It should be the first vehicle, when it's bought off the showroom, off the first time owner pays the taxes. Then after that, there shouldn't be any more taxes on it every single time it's sold. That's bull. Oh, and I keep promising to to put out a video about the salt water. I don't have salt in my water right now because it's in a copper thing, and I don't. This is my copper. I've had this for so many years, but I put it in. I put my water. I have three of these actually, but I usually use two. I keep, I fill them up at night, and then use them in the morning. I do my water flush, the salt flush. So I'm gonna do a video just on the salt and the amounts to put in your water, and how to have the protocol. I'll try to simplify it as much as I can. I'm trying to process it through my mind to make it simple for everyone else and get all the measurements down. Hi, collecting. How you doing? Kitty meow. So I don't know. It's been getting chilly the last couple nights. I mean, it's good sleeping weather, but it is starting to get cold. So I'm feeling it, and because I have that broken window, I can't. I have it. I have clear plastic on it. I put up a clear shower curtain type thing so I could see through it, but still have it on there. So okay, let me see what this is saying here. Okay, boy. So I don't know if you saw that I wrote on there that I made. I was just testing the thing to see if it was going. Um, I made elderberry syrup yesterday. My fingers are still a little bit purple from all the elderberry stain on my thing, but it turned out really well. I put in some ginger and clove and honey. I use Manuka honey, which is from New Zealand. It's real Manuka honey. It's not this fake Manuka honey because it's pretty expensive, but it's like a medicine. So, I put that in there. So, and I didn't, and you don't cook if you do it, don't ever heat the honey because it ruins the goodness of it. So I heated the berries, and they weren't dried berries. They were fresh, frozen elderberries that I made it with, that I get from a lady friend of mine who is at the Bellingham Farmers Market. I get most of my food and stuff from the farmers market. My my meat. I don't do that many vegetables, but my friend who is a farmer gives me them because I help him. I help him sell. I help man his table, and I help him when he's done break it down and clean up and stuff like that. And he gives me some vegetables and eggs and stuff like that. I pay him for some too, but um, what's worse, hornets or horrors and fishnets? Horrors in fishnets or horrors? Do you mean horrors? Hornets? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You're gonna have to explain yours. You got some splaining to do, buddy. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to stay on too long because they're going to be closing at 6. So um, I have probably maybe a half an hour or something like that. But my throat is even. That's so weird that I was having all these good events, things happen to me, which it's like, oh man, the universe is in my court now. It's helping me, bringing me situations and bringing stuff forward to me. And I felt like I was really going to feel like I was going to have things happen for me, like, just like I'm gonna have some kind of windfall of, I don't know, monetary or just something really good's gonna happen. And then I started having really good things happening. And I didn't like change my mind and just say, oh no, like something's gonna bad. I didn't think that way. And then today, just like every all kind of things were going wrong and stuff like that. But yesterday I had that one thing that really disturbed me a lot about a friend of mine. That is really sad. That it didn't happen to him. What he did happened to me. So it's like messed up. And I'm gonna have to talk to him about it. I don't know why he would do what he did. So anyhow, um, well, I was thinking of having like a question. Like I was looking, you can have a question and answer session on here if anybody wanted to ask questions, and we could bounce things off of each other, ideas like what we can do to, like escape this matrix or whatever. Like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to use that word even. I don't want the energy to be like violent or negative or anything like that. I just want to collectively help have people. Um, why did I cut my hair? I always cut my hair. It's always short because it's easier to take care of. I don't live in a house. I don't have a shower. So I have to, I have to take it short. I've had it short for a long time, for years. I don't know. I just trimmed it up. So it's just, that's the way I wear my hair. If it gets too long, I shave the back, and I had to cut it out of my eyes and everything. So I just started. I'm a hairdresser, a barber, so I do it myself. Um, why does it look that bad? I didn't really do anything to it today, but I thought I was going to go take a shower today because every other Friday there's a truck that comes to this town where I'm at. It's a shower truck. It's got two showers in it, and I could take a shower and get cleaned up in there. And then I also, like on Tuesdays where I go to that church to do the cooking, they offer the community or homeless people, whatever, showers and food, hot food, thanks to me, and laundry. You could do laundry there too. Except not last week, but the week before, they didn't have any electricity. Not any, but a big part of the electricity was out. So we were sort of in the dark, and they had all these little lights on. It looked actually pretty cool. I liked the ambiance of it, like low lights, because it seems like everywhere I go, I got to deal with the either fluorescent or LED lights, which really both of them bother my eyes really bad. So I have my own incandescent lights. I actually had a whole bunch of them saved up that I went around to, like, whenever I would go to thrift stores, I would, buy whatever ones I could find. You can get them for like cheap, for like 50 cents or a quarter. Now they're like $6 a piece if you can even find them. I don't even know that they're selling. I don't think they're actually true incandescent. So I had a whole bunch of them. And then when we were cleaning out the storage unit, my daughter took them all back to the Value Village and gave them to the thrift store after I collected them all. That was like currency right there that I could have used to trade people for stuff, because you're not going to be able to find them. But I don't know that I'm ever going to live in a house situation again. I kind of doubt it. I wouldn't live with other people because other people do so much toxic things that I'm way beyond that. So, more onion and garlic. What does that mean? Onions and garlic are toxic. You know that. They're meant, you can use them like as medicine, but they're still toxic. They're poisonous. But people get so used to eating them. Then when you do try to use them as medicine, you probably, have a high tolerance to it. And onions are my favorite food. Onions and potatoes are like my favorite. But potatoes are nightshades, just like tomatoes and peppers. All the peppers, green pepper, just all the peppers. or an eggplant and stuff like that. So all of the vegetables are toxic. All of them. They our bodies cannot break them down. They are indigestible. First of all, they're sentient and they can't run away like an animal. So they have anti-nutrients to protect them. So and your body cannot we can't they cause dehydration. They do not hydrate you. But yeah, they are defense mechanisms. The plant, they have to, they don't, that's what they do. They're toxic so that they shouldn't be eaten. So I still do, like I made the salsa for the gang at the church, and then there was a little bit left over. They ate most of it, and I brought some, and then I made some chicken, and I added the chicken into what was left of the little bit of salsa to give it like a soupy texture. I was going to make chicken a la king, but it was just a little too involved and everything. So I had to use up this chicken because the vehicle that I'm getting does not have a refrigerator in it, and I'm used to having a refrigerator, so I have all this food. Some of it's frozen and refrigerated, but I had this chicken that I had to use up before if it thawed out, and then I didn't have the opportunity to cook it. So today was the only day I thought I would have to cook it. So I cooked it. I didn't eat it all, but I still have it. So, and I cannot bring myself to eat it raw. And that's supposedly the best way to eat it, because once you cook it, any food, vegetables, any food, it's the frequencies change and it's no longer as good for you. The nutrition is lost through the heat and through coagulation, like in the meat, the blood coagulates. And so I still am not able to, I'm still not able to eat meat raw, beef even. I sear it, on all the sides, and then try to leave it as red in the middle as possible. So, because I usually get tenderloin, I usually just get like a half a pound, if that, and that will feed me for 2 meals, but it costs up to $44 a pound now at the farmer's market. It's crazy. And now somebody else, I've been having this dialogue with somebody that came on my channel, was saying that I should eat raw eggs and rotten meat. Rotten eggs and rotten meat. He says he has meat rotting for a whole year. What is that about? I don't know anything about rotten food. I says, I'm not to that point. I can't even eat raw meat, let alone rotten meat. Does anybody know about eating rotten meat? I didn't know if he was, trolling me or something, but he seemed to say other things that were, I could understand, but I just couldn't do that. Oh God. Jake says raw meat isn't bad. It's better most of the time, but raw eggs aren't too good in your opinion. Oh, I think raw eggs are better. I think they're better for you. I usually don't eat the whites when I eat them raw. I eat just the yolk. I put it in my raw milk, and I found another, like I make it like an eggnog, just in my milk. I just beat it into it, and I don't add any like sugar or anything like that. I mean, there's lactose in there, which is like sugar, any milk sugar, and I like that. So I probably will start relying more on that. I don't know what I'm going to do without a refrigerator. Like eggs are okay. I don't, I get them. I usually get the eggs that are not washed, and they last for months. So then I can keep them on a counter. I don't have to refrigerate them. But other things like my raw milk, I have to keep that refrigerated, and I get a gallon, usually a gallon at a time. This time, yesterday or the day before yesterday, on Thursday, I went to another store over by another town where I've been going to take Spanish classes. So I'm learning to speak Espanol. And so I got this other kind of raw milk, it's called Peachy Keen Farms. It's a totally different farm than what I'm used to. And it's $7.50 for a half a gallon. So that's like $15 a gallon for milk. But it is Guernsey milk, which I like better than Jersey milk. The Guernsey is so much richer and more fat and everything, and I want it for the fat. You can ferment food and increase the bacteria, but you need to do it correctly. Yeah, I'm not even going to mess with fermented food because that's just mostly vegetables are fermented, right? Like making sauerkraut and different. I might eat pickles like cucumbers, but I'm going to be just eliminating all vegetables. I eat very few, but it's just been the harvest season, and then I just realized I shouldn't really do that. And the season's almost over, so it'll be easier to avoid it because most people are eating foods that are out of season anyway. And fruits too. Neither they have no nutrition. Fruits and vegetables have no nutrition. Fruits taste good. They have the sugar in it. Um, and it's the glucose that's actually worse than the fructose. But I don't eat a whole lot of fruits. But I did make some elderberry syrup that turned out really well. So I, yeah, I guess sugar is kind of my downfall still. So I mean, I'm not like totally off of sugar, but I put honey in the elderberry syrup, and it turned out pretty well. So I don't know if anybody else makes that. So the next thing I found my kombucha vinegar that I make kombucha by myself, homemade, and then I drink, the drink for a while, and then, it goes beyond the point where it starts to ferment or whatever, and then it turns into vinegar. So then I use kombucha vinegar for my whenever I need vinegar. So that's really good. So I never got into canning and jarring foods and stuff like that, which is good probably now, for like the winter and for like maybe what's coming up, if there's going to be famines and stuff like that, I guess it would be good to have canned foods and stuff like that. But I don't have anything prepared. I don't have a place to store all these things. Now, I was just wondering, how am I going to store all my water in a smaller vehicle, that doesn't have a whole lot of room? And I have to have my clothes and like my pots and pans and this and that and all these different things that I use, all my healing protocol things and boxes and bottles and stuff of different things, my copper bowl and all that stuff. I don't know how I'm going to fit all this stuff it's like it's called a GTRV. If anybody knows it, it's a Ford, but it's like my space and everything's going to be cut like in half at least. And I'm not going to have all the storage space that I have now, which is part of the weight that's causing me probably to have spend so much on gas. I couldn't go anywhere with that van. Like I could never, like what I usually do, go like south to California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Georgia, all the southern states. I would go there spend the whole winter going to, and then I ended up in North Carolina where I really liked it the best. And but I didn't get to go there this year because I didn't get to go anywhere in this RV because of the accidents and the fact that it costs so much in gas. I can't afford to, 6 miles to a gallon of gas. That's like a fortune just driving it locally, let alone driving it. And I really can't drive it on the freeway now the way it is because it's so broken up that I can't really drive that kind of thing. So I have to take back roads when I do take it anywhere. So, but I mean, it drives okay, but it's just got all these tarps on it and it's all busted up and everything. So it's just breaking down and breaking down. And it's to the point where I have to get, so I have this other vehicle that I found and I'm working with the guy and stuff. So like, he's going to be charging the batteries tonight because both batteries were dead in there. So, I don't know. It's like one of those things where I could pull up and plug into at like an RV place, stay overnight, but I can't afford to do that all the time. I just live on the road. I can't afford to go to all these places. Just the gas alone, I spend half my my income, I only get like 900 and some dollars a month on my Social Security, and half of that goes to gas. So I can't really afford to go, um, do all these other things that I'd like to do. And with the gas, especially the way it was. So hopefully the guy said it gets like 15 miles to a gallon. So hopefully that's the case. That's better, than what I was getting, and then hopefully I could take a longer trip. Let's see what we got here. Hi, Alex. I don't know. Is this a new person? I don't recognize your name. Random, but once I saw you post about soaking your feet in the Dr. Teal's Epsom salt. I have heard bad things about that brand and the type of salt in it. Yeah, they're saying this about all the salts now. Don't you know that even uh like I don't trust the Himalayan salt, but the sea salt, the good brands, Celtic sea salt, they say has iron in it. So they're going to say stuff about everything that's really good for us. So I don't know. I actually put some Epsom salts into my other salts. Like I usually mix like 2 or 3 different types of salts, different, coarse and flakes and fine and stuff like that. I mix them all together. And every once in a while I put in like a tablespoon into a big amount and shake it up. See my purple fingers still from the elderberries. They stained my fingers really bad. It's getting almost off, but it's still there a little bit. So yeah, and I also have magnesium citrate. Is that what it is? Oh, Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate, but I have some other kind of magnesium that every once in a while I put a pinch because sometimes I've been getting cramps, and I shouldn't be getting cramps with all the salt and magnesium I'm taking. Why am I getting these cramps? So I don't know if it's something being done to me, and it's also like I'm having problems with this peripheral neuropathy. So it started going from my feet. I mean, it was mostly in my toes and the upper parts of my feet, and especially on my left foot. Then it started traveling up to my ankles. Then it was up my calves. Then it was all the way up to my thigh. On my left leg went all the way up to my thigh. It didn't go. It kind of went up below my knee on my right leg, and that was getting kind of creepy and scary. But and then when I started the salt, it's been over 2.5 years now. I've been on the plasma salt protocol. I use distilled water, and I'm going to make a video on it, but I just got so much on my plate right now. I haven't been able to, and I'm trying to think through all the different aspects of what I need to tell people, what type of measurements to use for what. And then there's different measurements in different countries. They have, we got the metric system in Canada and other parts of the world, and we got in America, we got the imperial and all this stuff. So I'm trying to make it so that I can reach as many people with it, because that is the number one thing that I think anybody can do. It's the most inexpensive, it's the easiest and simplest thing, and it's just 2 ingredients. I use distilled water, and I wouldn't advise using distilled water without the salt in it, because it will leach the minerals out of your body. If it's not adding the minerals, it's going to leach them out. So I use distilled water, and sometimes I use spring water. And I'm going to try to go get some real spring water that comes, out of the earth. So there's a place that I found out about, but we couldn't find it. We looked and looked, we couldn't find it. So, but I hope I do find that. But now I don't know where I'm going to store all my water. Like, once I'm out of the RV, because it does have, room in it to store stuff. I don't know how I'm going to do it in this van with all my stuff and my clothes, my whole life, and all, my arts, whatever stuff that I have that I need, want to have with me all the time. So that's going to be a real challenge. Liquid evidence is here. I make elderberries. Yeah, I just made mine. Turned out pretty cool. I like it. It tasted good. So and I put a few drops of a couple different essential oils in it, and I'm not afraid to drink essential oils. I've taken in 16 drops of essential oil in one 5-minute period, whatever, a few minutes. So, I know, they tell you like not to take it internally and all that stuff. I've been doing aromatherapy. It's been part of my healing of myself and others. I do aromatherapy massage, and I've been using essential oils for 40 plus years. So, so you live outside, Liquid? You do you actually live on the road? Are you doing van life or whatever, or just living out without a vehicle? I don't know how people can live in the. I don't know that I could do it, but you know, I mean, if the weather was nice all the time, I could probably go live in the woods, but not. I can't. I don't know. I'm just grateful that I don't have to sleep on the concrete like some of the homeless people have to do. I'm just grateful I still have a vehicle. Okay, Els is saying we have springs in Oregon. There's a website that lists them all. Oh wow, no, I don't. Do you know what it is? Do you know what the name of it is? That would be cool. I should check and see. I don't know. I don't think that one, it's called Maple Falls, where the one is that I'm talking about, that we were going to go collect water. I had all the empty gallon water jugs to fill up, like 8 gallons of water. I mean, I was bringing it for myself, and my friend didn't even bring any, so I guess I would have had to share all my bottles with him. But he has them now because we couldn't find it, and I don't know if we're going to get to do it, but I should try to. I doubt if it's going to be listed because it's sort of like it's not a known place. It's only people that know of it. And this is a really small little town, and it's like on a hillside, and there's a pipe coming out. It's not like advertised. It's not. It's like word of mouth type thing. So, okay, Liquid Evidence says he has a small homestead with a cabin, but I've lived in a converted school bus by the river and was never happier. I bet. I see there's quite a few school buses because I've been looking for a van that I finally found one. It's a 99. Um, it's another Ford Econoline. This one's only a 150. The one I have now, I think, is a 250. It's got the same dashboard and everything. And there's no problem with the mechanical part of the RV. The truck part runs great. No problems with the engine, the transmission, nothing. The heater works. Everything is working in there. It's just that the whole shell of the whole thing is just waterlogged, ripped up, full of holes, leaking. The floor, I can feel a certain part of the floor where it's like caving in. Like I don't know if I would, because sometimes I was dancing in there and I thought, oh my God, I feel like I could just go right through the floor. Okay, thanks for finding it for me if you do. You can put it, if this goes up, sometimes I don't know, that last little thing I did was they put it, that made it a pending thing. Usually my videos, like shorts and short videos, go up right away, but they had it pending and I guess they're going to maybe do this on all my videos now. I don't know. So I have only one strike in this time frame, the 90-day time thing. Because I get two more, then my whole channel goes down. I had pit. I had a pit and a wood stove and an RV shower, oven, fridge. Yeah, it doesn't have a. It does have a back thing where I can use a shower, but I don't know. I have uh, a YMCA membership so that I could take showers. I have a nationwide one that I could go to any of them all across the country. So I use it sometimes here. It's still in Bellingham, which is like 20 miles away. But so that's good to have, and it's not that expensive really. So and So that would be nice having a wood stove, but I don't I don't have an oven or a fridge. There is a stove, like, and I even have a camper stove, that you hook up the butane to. So, but the one thing I wanted to have was the refrigerator. So the guy said he has one that I could have, but I'm not sure if it's going to fit in there, and I don't know where I'm going to put it because the one that's in there is really small, and there's a countertop that's all one piece. So all that counter would have to be cut up and reconfigured or something if it's any bigger than what was in there. And it's a really small refrigerator, but it doesn't have a door on it. So I I don't know if it's not working because it doesn't have the door, or if it's just, I think the guy said it just doesn't work at all. So I was looking for fridges to fit in there, like small enough to fit in there. If only for my milk. I don't want to have to do the ice thing every day. So, and also there's those coolers. I don't know if you're supposed, like some of them you could plug into like the lighter, but I think that's only while you're driving. I don't know if it can just be because it would just wear down the battery, wouldn't it? But but I remember just having to do that ice thing every day, or sometimes I could skip a day, but it was just a constant thing that I was so glad that it was over when I had a refrigerator and a freezer. So that's why I just cooked this chicken to use it up. I just cleared, just pretty much am clearing everything out that I have in the freezer and using it before I have no freezer to keep it frozen anymore. So who needs, Jake says, sounds good. I wonder how difficult it is living outside. Certain states have laws that restrict you. Yeah, they're getting stricter and stricter everywhere. Like the cops are like constantly chasing me and making me move. And like the next town over where I did the last live stream in Linden, I can't stay there at all. Like a guy called the cops on me, and they came and they said that um, I says, why can't people just stay? If their car is parked there, what does it matter if they're in it or it's empty? What does it matter? They said they want to keep their town clean. I says, oh, well, so you're insinuating I'm dirty? I just took a shower and I did. I wasn't lying. It's like they just assume that everybody that's homeless is a drug addict or they're a thief or they're whatever. They just, it's just people just think they're so much better than you because they live in a house. That makes them better. But wait until shit goes down and they don't have electricity in their house. What are they going to do? These people wouldn't know how to survive out in the wild if they lost their house and had to go out and live in the streets. They wouldn't know what to do. Most people can't do what I'm doing. Young people in their, you know, 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, they just wouldn't know what to do. No, not everybody, but I'm just saying, that I don't think my daughter could do it. She sees me doing it, but I don't think she could do it. I mean, I don't see, now she's got a baby, but there's people that live in like these kind of conditions in their car with babies. That's crazy. I knew this one couple that had 4 kids, and I think one of them wasn't with them. They had at least 2 kids with them, living all in one car. It was like, oh my God, it was so hard to watch, to see that. And they were drug addicts too. So it's scary. Some of the things I see are just intense. Who needs an official cabin? Liquid evidence or me? I'd like to live in a cabin. I lived in a cabin before, and that was really cool. When I lived in Canada on Salt Spring Island, I really liked it there. I was really happy. Then I moved to a bigger place that was nicer. I was still happy there. Just the whole environment there was a whole different vibe than most places. It was, I guess people would consider it like hippie-like, but this was back in the 90s. It was really nice. That was like the nicest place I ever lived, was Salt Spring Island in BC, Canada. And I lived in Corona Del Mar, which is the elite part of Newport Beach, and I lived in Laguna Beach, California. These are beautiful places with really, millionaire people living there. So um, that was a cool place to live. And the first place I lived on Rainbow Road in a cabin. And the name of my business, my last name is Rain, Rayne. My whole name is Katanya Rain. And I lived on Rainbow Road, and I incorporated my name into my business name, and it was called Rainbow Studio of Healing Arts, because that's what I do. I'm in the healing arts for over, 50 years with my degree in cosmetology. I have a teacher's degree. So, ACDC fridge. Might be able to find one from an old camper. Well, I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace, and they had a few there, but like I asked people for like the dimensions, the measurements, and they go, "Oh, it's just standard like counter size and stuff." That doesn't make that. How does that help me? It's like, shit, I ain't buying your shit if you're that stupid that you can't figure out. I'm trying to fit into a small space, and I can't just take their word that, oh, it's just a standard one. What does there was so many. I saw so many different kinds and sizes that there was no standard common size. Can camp in national forest for 2 weeks. I don't know if they're allowing that anymore, or what they're doing with the national parks you're talking about. Like you have to have what do they call it? Like passes, like annual passes or at least day passes and stuff like that. The ones here at the park here is well, I guess it's considered a state park here, I guess. But it costs $10 a day to like camp or picnic or anything there. But you can buy a yearly one, and it's a lot cheaper that way. Yeah, I don't know. Hi Pandora, how you doing? What's getting more and more common? There are a lot of people boondocking near the fish farm in Sedona. Huh. I don't know about that. I haven't been to Sedona for quite a while, but I've been to other parts of Arizona, but not Sedona. Um, Public land in not in shit. I gotta move this up. Darn it. Public land in North Carolina, South Carolina, not state park. Is it North and South Carolina you're talking about? But that's going to be a while before I get to there. You know, right now I'm in Washington State, and I don't know how soon I'll leave here, but it'll probably be like in November. Especially after I have to clear things up. I have to shut down one storage unit and get a smaller one just for whatever. And so I got a lot of things I got to do right now. It's crazy. So house free people are getting more house. Oh shoot, I don't know. There's always one word. House free people are getting more. Oh yeah, unhoused. You mean homeless? Yeah. Well, I've been on the road, Pandora, since I left to do the thing for Sandpoint when I did the Owen thing, and then my housing was lost, and I've been. Is it time to go? Okay, thanks. Okay, I gotta like start clearing out. So they just told me they're gonna be closing in like 8 minutes, so I gotta shut down here. So thank you all for coming, but it must get too tiresome. Well, I don't mind it, but it's just when everything starts going wrong, or I don't have enough money to do what I need to do, or whatever. So right now I'm in this tight spot because I need to get this vehicle. I need to get enough money to pay all the taxes and still get it fixed for the radiator and the other the brakes and and rotors and stuff that are, like, have to be fixed, so, I need, like, I need another couple $1,000 to get things going so I can get the hell out of here. Oh, somebody just came in. "Hi, Dead Star Cave Girl. Hi from Oz. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just shutting down. They just came and told me I have to get the hell out of here." So, well, thanks for coming. Thank you very much, Pandora. Thank you all for coming, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it. I was hoping I was going to make it regular on Thursdays because I had my class and I was at that library and everything was, and then she changed it now to Wednesdays. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on Wednesdays after that class if it doesn't conflict with anything until I get out of here. So, okay. Thank you all for coming. Take care. Stay strong. Stay courageous. Stay smiling. Stay happy.